We're in one of the longest expansions we've ever had. Any sign of a recession?
In the U.S.?
In the U.S.
I don't see one at the moment, but the problem is they always come when you're not expecting them. I would suspect by the time the end of this year or next, it's going to start somewhere that we're not watching it. Whether it's the Illinois pension plan or Madagascar, who knows? It's going to start somewhere, and then we'll know. But if you look out the window now, everything's great.
Everything's great.
And that's a dangerous sign.
Exactly. Is the Fed doing the right thing?
No. Oh, Henry, you're bad for my nervous system. I'm going to have a seizure right here on Business Insider. They have no clue what they're doing. They've driven interest rates to the lowest in recorded history, and every other central bank in the world has followed them. Interest rates are negative in many parts of the world, as you know. This has never happened in recorded history, and it hasn't worked. And it's going to end very, very, very badly.
So what should they be doing then?
They should, first of all, they should resign. they should
just disband themselves?
Well, they should abolish the Fed and then resign, yes. Now, in America, we've had 3 central banks. The first 2 disappeared for a variety of reasons. The world can get along without a central bank. Now, the world without central banks has a problem, but the world with these central banks has a problem. So, yeah, we'd be better off without this central bank. This central bank now has $5 trillion of debt. I mean, you know, assets. It's built its assets from $800 billion in 2008 to $5 trillion. That's trillion with a T. It's gone up 5 or 6 times in, what's that, 9 years? No, these guys are, they're setting us up for a horrible, horrible disaster. I told you it's going to be worse in my lifetime, largely because of the central bank in the U.S. and the others who have followed. What they should do, they're not going to resign. They're not going to abolish them. They should let interest rates, they should move out of the interest rate market. Their mandate was to have a sound currency. That was their mandate for 60 years or something. And then they said, okay, and you must also have a good employment. So they have 2 mandates. Nowhere does their mandate say, and keep the stock market up, and keep the bond market up. Nowhere does it say that. And these guys, if they went back to their old mandate of a sound currency, then we'd all be better off.
In your investing life, as you have gained more experience and gotten older and made more bets, have you become more sure of your view of the world or less sure?
Well, I've made so many mistakes in my life that I can never be more sure. So I make many mistakes, many, many, many mistakes, but I'm old enough and experienced enough now to know that I have to doubt myself for everything I do. If anything, I probably could become more self-doubting rather than more confident.
But you seem very confident that we are headed for disaster.
Yeah. Aren't you? You haven't been watching Business Insider.
No, I have been too cautious for too long. It's been 4 years now that the market has been extraordinarily expensive, just keeps getting more expensive. Things that seem like they're headed for disaster somehow work themselves out. Everyone is optimistic. Nobody seems to be paying attention to what's going on.
That is clearly correct. Every word you just said is correct. But now, it's nearly 9 years. It's the second longest expansion in recorded history in America. So we're getting towards the end. You were a little early. But that's why you built this big company, because you had to be cautious and you were wise.
Jim, it's wonderful to have you. Thank you for doing this.
My delight.